It seems as if the ongoing TV shows, films, and books depicting the strenuous relationship between parents and teens is never ending, and gives parents the idea that it's okay to have a strenuous relationship with your teen. But we don't live in a TV show, a book, or a movie. We live in the real world where it's possible for parents and teens to have a good relationship based off of the aspect of trust. Through conversations with my peers and other organizations that work with teens, we've come to a conclusion that a big problem between parents and teens is this lack of trust. For example, I have a friend who tells me all the time about her bad relationship with her parents, and she makes a lot of bad decisions in her life. When I ask her why she makes these choices, she tells me that she knows her parents don't trust her, and she feels like they kind of expect her to make these decisions, so why not? On the contrary, I have another friend who I heard went to a party one weekend, and I also heard she left early. The next day I asked her why she left early. She told me how people were making bad decisions there, and she knows her parents trust her, so why risk it? I know this might not seem realistic, but if you think about it, it makes sense. If a teen knows their parents trust them, then they'll feel guilty if they're doing something wrong, and therefore it's less likely for them to do something wrong because of this guilt. On the other hand, if a teen knows their parents don't trust them, they will probably be more likely to make these decisions because they feel like they have nothing to lose, and all that will happen is punishment, which isn't permanent. Trust is like a balloon. You could keep adding more and more air to it, but once it pops, it's permanent. Just like when a kid loses their parents' trust, it's also permanent. Parents don't trust teens to make good decisions because they feel like all they want to do is make trouble. And teens don't trust parents to see things from their point of view or respect them. Ernest Hemingway, an American author and journalist, once said, "The best way to find out if you can trust someone is by trusting them." I, with the help of the High Tops organization, a group in town that also works with teens, have come up with a way to possibly resolve this conflict between parents and teens called In Teens We Trust. In Teens We Trust would be a group that would go to schools and basically talk with parents and teens about mending the relationship between them. We'd hold groups and we'd teach them 6 steps through fun things like skits and games. We're basically targeting middle schoolers because they have not become teens yet, and maybe we could stop the conflict before it even starts. Step number 1 that we would teach them is to get the facts. The child should state where they're going, if there's parents home, and also who's driving, etc. Step number 2 would be set a later time to discuss. If a parent doesn't want their child going somewhere, they should set a later time to discuss it so they can think about the other person's point of view. This also avoids the common, the child saying they want to go and the parent just saying no. Step number 3 is to state your case. The child should state why they want to go and why they should be allowed to go. They should also state a plan B and tell their parents that they'll call them to pick them up if they need their help. Step number 4 is listen. And listening is really important because a lot of teens and parents don't really know how to listen to each other. And it's actually a really hard subject. You have to put yourself in the other person's shoes and think about how they're actually feeling. And once you have this nailed, it will actually help your relationship a lot. Step number 5 would be to come to a decision. The teen should realize that what the parent says goes, and the parent should make it clear that to the teen that their decision will affect their independence later. Step number 6 is reward and consequence. The child will be rewarded or allowed to go out another time if they follow what their parents say, and there will be a consequence or punishment if they don't. I really feel like these steps could make a huge difference in parents and teens' lives, and I feel like we can make a difference. We could fight that stereotype that parents and teens always have to have a bad relationship, and we could show them that we actually can have a good relationship. I would like to thank High Tops for letting me use their parent-teen conflict resolution framework, and I would like to thank you all for coming.